Okay, so we're finally gonna get to the Sabbath dinner, the Shabbat dinner. Um, I'm guessing this is probably filmed still with Shlomi. This might be his family. Um, Not quite sure, but let's jump into it.
You have this like hard stop.
Okay, yeah, so I did see Shlomi there. Okay. Wow, this seems like a quite an event. Interesting. Okay. Ooh, I can't wait to get into this. So, do a lot of people have the photo of that rabbi in their house?
5 different rabbis to make this happen. That's like the red line.
So they tell this all to me when the camera's down.
Okay.
Disclaimer, this video was filmed by a non-Jew, that being me, under special guidance from rabbinical authorities. I've been instructed to say filming on Shabbat without the guidance of a rabbi is strictly forbidden.
Okay, so the rabbi basically gives him the permission or tells him exactly how to do it.
Sometimes when making videos, well, you fall behind the time. And right now we're off to Shabbos. How much time do we have? 7 minutes?
We have 7 minutes until the women light candles. And at that point, the whole world stops.
The whole thing about Shabbos
So he's gotta get to Shlomi's house in 7 minutes?
is removing yourself. And the camera is not part of that. So I have to shoot it in a very interesting way, right?
Yeah.
That I don't know of yet.
Let me open my car because
Do I need my suit?
you can get a
Pomona, New York, 3,500 people. Okay. Look like some pretty large properties. And even touching the car, eh? Wow, okay.
later. I need to get myself now because I can't open my car.
So I can walk in there without a suit?
Yeah.
So
My God, look at these houses. These are like mansions.
disrespectful?
This is the Shabbos rush.
Shabbos
Used to
rush.
this.
Is this normal?
This is normal, but it shouldn't be normal. Like I should be ready for Shabbos earlier.
Yeah, Shlomi, come on, man. You know the drill, right?
But that's my life.
We're on ST though, Shlomi time.
Yeah, Shlomi time
Shlomi time.
is fluid.
Everyone's had COVID here?
I believe so.
Okay.
Peter, when was this filmed? Let me see. A year ago. Okay. So he's still cautious of the COVID. That's fine.
If so, no mask.
Okay, so these are our hosts.
Hello.
Is that on?
It's on. You can stop if you want.
For 1 second? Hi, welcome.
Peter.
Hello, hi Peter, how you doing?
Good. Can I shake her?
Shake
We're
mine.
in.
Okay.
He'll shake for me.
Okay. Nice
I'm
to meet
Sterny.
you
Nice
too.
to meet you.
Okay. Ooh, Sterny. That's an interesting name. I've never heard that name before. So, curious, is the reason that the husband is shaking on her behalf simply because would it be maybe time oriented, or is it just because she's a married woman so she doesn't touch another man?
Welcome to our
Thank you
home.
for inviting me.
So part of Shabbos for us is that, we shut off all electronics and all of our social media and we sort of disconnect.
Yes.
So
I'm a little distracted by this couch. It looks super comfortable with that fabric.
this is something that we're going to pretend is not here.
Okay.
And we're actually not going to talk to the camera at all. So
Okay.
questions to us with the camera. We'll talk to you, obviously.
So if I ask a question, I can ask a question,
Sure.
but the camera will be somewhere else.
Right.
Gotcha.
So no cameras hey, Sharni, what's
Right.
going
Okay, so you can't interview selfie kind of style. Gotcha.
on now? like none
Like
of that.
this.
Right.
Okay,
None of
so
that.
guys, what I'm gonna do is when we get into it, we're gonna get into conversation and eating, and I actually have no idea because I've never done this, but I will walk away with the camera sometimes, go into a different room, and explain to my best of my abilities what is going on. From what I understand, this is a very beautiful ceremony where everyone just
That's a nice spread. I like the table setup. So this happens every week, eh? That's wicked.
takes time for each other and kills all the minutia of life. The cell phone, the camera, the tasks, the shopping, even building. There are rules, I'll explain them to you. Even rules such as like painting the deck, no go. The reason is life is busy, life is chaotic, right? With kids and you need to rest. And I don't think many people do it better than you guys, right? Does it help
That's true. That's true. I would agree with that.
you balance your week, would you say?
Of course. Sometimes I wonder how people do without Shabbos. Like,
Yeah.
there's never a stop. We have this like hard stop,
Okay.
and we can regroup and we can reconnect, and then we start again.
Gotcha.
So-
And it's every week, 52 weeks a year.
Every week, 52 weeks a year.
I'm very much looking forward to this.
Okay, let's take a small break and talk about the sponsor of today's video,
Oh, wow.
NordVPN.
He actually ended up getting sponsors for this video. How long is the ad? We can go through it, I guess. Yeah, it doesn't seem too long.
For those of you new to VPNs, it's a fantastic service. It really allows you to get on a server in more than 61 countries to be anonymous. Why do you want to be anonymous? There are many reasons, but
I will leave a timestamp, I guess, if you want to skip the ad.
here are a few. I've used Nord for the last year when I was living in Ukraine.
Portugal.
Say I wanted to use QuickBooks for my business or watch a Netflix special that wasn't licensed for Ukraine. I just hop over to the US server through Nord and the internet functioned like I was in America. So there are many uses like this to get original content from overseas, no matter where you're living. Or another use is if you're at a cafe on public Wi-Fi. NordVPN is a layer of protection against hackers that
It's funny, I have NordVPN and I've never really used it.
might try to intercept things going in and out of that public Wi-Fi. It works on up to 6 devices and is gluten-free. That's right. Did you hear that? Gluten-free? Okay, you're paying attention. Good. No, there's no gluten in this, but aren't you tired of seeing gluten-free on things that would never have gluten in them? Okay, I digress. Get a huge discount on a 2-year plan of NordVPN at nordvpn.com/Peter Santinello. And when you use my code Peter Santinello in the link, you'll get an extra month for free. It's a risk-free move with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee.
I wonder if this ad is still currently available to people.
But it basically boils down to $356 a month, $89 for 2 years. NordVPN.com/Peter Santinello and use the code Peter Santinello for an unbelievable deal on a superior service, gluten-free internet secrecy that allows you to do so much. I couldn't even mention a quarter of it here. Get on board. Click the link in the description below.
Because once I light these candles, we're gonna pretend this camera's not here. I light one for myself, one because I'm married, so that would be 2, and then I light one for every child I have.
Oh, wow. So is then this like a custom made candle? Oh, no, wait. It has 7. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? And then the middle, would that be 7? So is that also like the branches? Like we noticed, like the 3 fathers, the 4 mothers.
Hence, the
So
candelabra.
some people have huge ones then.
Right.
Oh,
I've heard
there's
some
a
families
7th one in the
15
back
kids.
there.
Well, my
I see.
husband is one of 15.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So his mother lights quite a lot.
Nice, beautiful Streimel.
Nice.
So has everyone had COVID?
Yes, everyone has had COVID, including our children. I think maybe, we don't know if she actually got it, but I don't know if babies actually get it. We don't know. But everyone else has had COVID.
Every adult's had COVID.
Every adult and every child.
This is Peter, my wife, Mushki. This is baby Mayor.
This is Shlomi. Shlomi, who has done the most remarkable work of setting all of this up. Here's his beautiful family.
Shlomi is the man. I will agree. I definitely have to check out Shlomi's channel to see some of his. I hear he travels a bit and stuff, so I want to see that. And I like Shlomi's wearing a bit of color. Looks nice.
And we have another
And you're
daughter, but
missing-
she's playing summer. We'll
She's
find her
playing.
eventually.
Okay. So we have how many minutes before we have to?
Like 3.
Beautiful
If
kitchen.
only the camera could smell.
Yeah, this is
Let me
amazing.
just grab.
This is a nice zone to be in. What's that?
I love these grand kitchens. I say they're grand because of the complete divide between the two, and they're like mirror imaged. But this could just be like a standard-ish kitchen. I don't know. This house is quite large.
What's up, guys? Are you ready for Shabbos? Is it a good time? How do you feel about it?
A lot of fun. We get to go to no school. We get to play with our friends. It's very fun. It's a big break of school.
My 13-year-old daughter bakes these. So these are her works of art. All different types, but it's basically the same few ingredients.
Can I ask one question before we get into the bread? I'm trying to understand fashion. You're Hasidic, right?
Yes,
And you're wearing this belt.
I am.
It's very flashy and trendy. And is this normal or no, is it not? Or it depends the sect of Hasidim you're coming from.
I think it's like anything else in life.
I was gonna mention the Gucci. I think that's Gucci belt. But I thought maybe it was just a fashion thing. I don't know. Also, is there anything in particular about these breads that's special?
People find their balance within the world.
Okay.
So you have extremism in anything in life, in politics, in food, in any culture. And so I think it's about people finding their medium, their balance. And for me, fashion was always interesting to me, and I always enjoyed it. So I found a way to incorporate it into my world and still stay, recognizably a Jewish woman.
And you define yourself as a Hasidic Jewish woman,
Yes,
correct?
I do.
Correct. Okay.
So is she currently wearing a wig? And if so, would she have shaved her head in order to wear the wig, or is it like a bald cap or like a skull cap type of thing, and then you just place the wig over top?
Okay.
It's a very look.
Sure,
when-
go ahead.
it's a very confusing landscape, and I'm figuring out as I go along. And it's very there's so many different levels.
Yep.
And I just want to make that
Yeah.
clear. Okay, the bread.
Yeah.
I love how Peter's trying to navigate just as I am with our questions and the way we say things, because I could tell Peter's being genuine, and a lot of you guys have said the same about me. But we're just curious. We're just very intrigued, and especially not coming from that world or this world. Some things are a little bit different to us, and so. And then because you have so many breakings or breakups of each sect and stuff, yeah, it's you got to really get your head around certain aspects.
Okay,
bread.
so there you go, that's the bread. And we're gonna, later we'll cut it and we make a blessing on it.
Okay.
And it's part of our entry to the Shabbos after the prayer.
Gotcha.
Shabbos is something that is rare in the world. There's so much happening every week. You have social media and the internet, and people have televisions, and there's a lot going on. And the way I see Shabbos is, God comes and says, Shlomi, you need a break. Everybody needs a break. And
Yeah, it's like a hard reset. I love it. It's a good way to like just clear your mind and just chill out.
some people see it as like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. But look at all the things you can do. I'm here spending time with my child. We all spend family time. We eat, we drink, we really have a good time. It's an amazing thing that we're blessed to have, and I would not be able to live life without it.
Have you ever skipped it?
Not
Because you
once.
travel a lot. You travel a lot.
Yeah. So
How do
first
you
of
do
all, I always try to be home for Shabbos, no matter what. And I travel a lot. Sometimes I'm embarrassed to say this, but once or twice a year I can't make it home for Shabbos. So
Oh, so if you do Shabbos, you always have to return home to do it? You can't just do it where you're at, or is it a preference that you do it always like with your family at home? Because if he is traveling and he's doing something you know, could he not just do it where he's at?
Be out, but I really try to always be home for Shabbos.
If you're anywhere in the world, you come back.
I come back to wherever they are, or I bring them with me. We try to be together for Shabbos.
You travel a lot. Like
Yeah.
you've been to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I was alone.
you've
So
been to
when I went to Saudi
Afghanistan.
Arabia, I was there for Shabbos. My family didn't come with me. I was alone in my room,
Okay. So he answered the question. Okay.
and the lights were on the entire time. The AC was on the entire time because the hot country was freezing. I couldn't touch it. I was wearing a blanket, and
You couldn't touch the. See, what are some of the basic things? You can't touch the power.
you don't utilize those. Well, you can utilize if the lights are on, they can stay on. But we're not going to light a fire. We're not going to cook. We're not going to use our phones.
Okay.
It's complete disconnect from everything. Now, I want you to understand the kind of sacrifices that people make for Shabbos. We believe that Shabbos in Hebrew we say it's the Mekor HaBracha. It means it's the source of all blessing. I know people who've walked away from $1 million deals because there was going to be a problem for Shabbos.
Yikes. I mean, good on them. I'm not, I'm not trying to discredit them or anything like that. That's a decision that they're willing to make. That's fantastic. A lot of you did mention, I think it was with the Alex Clare video, that he had also done the same thing where he had left his record deals or a record deal label, whatnot, because he had converted to Judaism and he didn't want to travel because of Shabbos and all that stuff too. So yeah, it's not the first time I'm hearing this kind of thing.
There was recently a story of a woman who was training for the Olympics.
Yeah.
And the training was going to be taking place on Shabbos, and she gave up on her lifelong dream of being part of the Olympics because Shabbos, and she's not going to desecrate Shabbos. That's like the red line. We do not pass Shabbos. That's before and after the Second World War when Jews came. There wasn't a proper infrastructure set up here for Jewish life, specifically not for Hasidic Jewish life or Orthodox Jewish life, and Shabbos was very rare. The Jews who lived here, a lot of them weren't religious. And in those days, everybody worked. They worked 7 days a week. There were no exceptions. So there were people who would get a job. On Friday, the guy would come to the boss and say, Shabbos, I'm going to have to leave early. You're
Wow. Imagine going in and telling your boss that. Now, this does bring me back to when I was dating one of my ex-girlfriends. She was going to York University, and because of such a large Jewish community that went to York University, she actually ended up getting a whole lot of the Jewish holidays off as well, because so many kids would be out of school. There would be like no point in the teachers being there. So she ended up getting a lot of the same kind of holidays that the Jewish kids got off, which I always thought was so interesting. And I guess the only other kind of people that I can think of that kind of like take time off, but not like a full day, just like they stop, they relax, would probably be like the Spanish people. Because in Spain, when I was there, the siesta was a huge thing. Like middle of the day, you would close up shop, take a 2-hour, 3-hour break, then come back and reopen. So it's kind of the same concept, but not quite.
fired. So he'd get fired. Next week, Sunday, he had to look for a job. There were men who would get fired every single week. They'd get fired and get rehired again. And they torture themselves to keep Shabbos.
You just made me feel terrible because I had an employee that was Jewish, and she always says Saturday is my day off.
Okay.
Rest. She's like trying to be a really good employee and say,
Sure.
You can send me some work stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would,
Right.
and I never knew the importance of it.
So you learn something new every day.
Yeah. Sorry, Rachel. I didn't
You gotta hire her back, Peter.
mean that. Now I know.
But it's so important to understand. There was a man who had a sukkah. You've been to a sukkah.
Or I guess he's apologizing for sending her the work when she was on. I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? You know, people put up all sorts of decorations. He would put up his pink slips. In the old days, when you used to get fired, you got a pink slip.
Yeah.
He decorated his sukkah with tens of pink slips from every week that he got fired to show his family how important Shabbos was to him. That that he was willing to give up his job. And in those days, you could, if you didn't have a job, you could freeze to death. You could starve. There weren't the same social nets that we have today.
Yeah.
And people really sacrifice for this. It's an unbelievable thing, and I'm so glad you're going to be here to experience it.
My job right now is to go around the house, make sure every light is on to the bathroom.
Okay.
Because if the light is off in the bathroom, you can't use it.
We're not going to be talking to the camera anymore, so you're welcome to be here. Please come, enjoy, eat, drink, have fun.
Can I talk to you guys?
You can talk to us, but we can't talk to the camera. So basically the way it would work is that if you won't be recording, I can explain to you what's going on, and then you can explain to your audience what's happening.
Okay.
Okay. So I mean, he did kind of say that's what he would be doing, but so he's just gonna, maybe he'll set it up so that you could still kind of hear some audio.
One of the important things the rabbis told us was that we're not going to dictate to you what to do. So you are here because you want to be here. You can film whatever you want. You can choose when to film, when to stop, when to cut. It's your show. We're here. We're doing our thing. You do your thing. And
You're basically like this camera here, this guy.
Okay.
except you're going to get to eat all the delicious food,
Right.
and the camera won't.
Exactly.
How many rabbis did you talk to?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different rabbis to make this happen. Yeah.
The way to actually bring in the
So did all 5 rabbis have to give the approval of this, or is this just kind of like going to the doctor and like getting a second opinion, but he like ended up getting like a 5th opinion type of thing?
Shabbos is to make a blessing over lights, over candles.
Okay.
So we make a blessing. It's our time to meditate. It's our time to pray for our families. You'll see my girls will cover their eyes. They will bring in the Shabbos with their hands like this.
Okay.
They will cover their eyes. They'll meditate. They'll make a blessing, and that's how we'll start.
And the
our
lights go
Shabbos.
off?
No, everything stays on. So
Okay.
lights stay on. We just don't touch them. Once they're on, they're on.
All night.
Yeah.
Okay, just to do this right, from this moment on, I'm not asking you any questions if a camera's near me.
Right.
Man, this is just where my mind goes, but I'm just thinking like the power bills, at least I guess for that one day, must be kind of, you'll see probably in your power bill every weekend that one little spike in all the lights have been on, all the energy's being used. That is adorable. Oh my goodness. Okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna kind of want to watch just a little bit more so I can get halfway of the video. Okay, I'm gonna play a little bit more.
They're going to pray. The men are going to pray. I can't talk to them with the camera on. Hope you can see this. A little dark out. And these hats, this Dremel, is used for holiday times. Very stylish.
So the men are going to another location to pray. Interesting. Okay.
Look very warm for the winter. And so I was told everyone in here has had COVID, except for 2 people with masks on. So I'm gonna feel this out. I don't want to get in a tight space with a lot of people, and I sort of have to be like undercover. They're saying don't hold the camera up.
Don't hold the camera up as he's filming himself. Hilarious.
Just another day. Alright guys, I love it when we can go into different worlds together. I love doing it, and I love that you guys doing it, because if you didn't, I wouldn't be able to, well, at least make videos out of it.
I'm so curious as to how Peter started down this journey. Like, what led him? I guess I'd have to go back to his very first video of how this, like, maybe he always did this, traveling around and like meeting different groups of people and seeing their lifestyle, or whatnot. Maybe he started with the Jewish thing. I'm not sure, but it's interesting that he kind of went with this. It's amazing.
Okay.
Now, question: if Peter entered this house and he touched the mezuzah, would that be an issue, or is that like, is there anything against that? And on that note, I think I'm gonna stop here because it looks like they're gonna do the prayer. Once they finish the prayer, they'll get into the dinner. So I'm gonna end part 1 here. Of the Sabbath dinner, and we'll get back into it afterwards, okay?